The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayor's and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Welcome, everyone, to this week's version of the Mayor's and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. Each week, we bring you commentary from the mayors and supervisors in the various communities that we cover. Let us start off this week with Rick Milne from the village of Honeoye Falls. I could say it, Rick. How are we doing today?
I know you can. Say it 3 times fast. Chris, thanks again for having us all on this week. It's always a pleasure. Again, we're doing well in the village of Honeoye Falls, and we're hoping that some of the cold, rainy weather that we've had over this past week continues to gravitate towards the nicer weather. We know April's often a cool, wet month, but we need a little bit more warmth. As we've been talking a lot over the past few months, when we have to continue to talk about COVID, right? That's all part of it. So, we just have to continue to stress that the vaccines are available. All residents 16 years of age and up, can go in. You don't have to have an appointment, but the county wants to stress too that it's really important that if you can make an appointment, please do so, because they only have so many vaccines, and those who have appointments, they're saving the vaccines for those people. So you can walk in and you may get lucky and get your vaccination, but if they are running low, then you will be the person with the short end of the stick, as they say, and that is a pun intended, I guess. We've got to get more people out there, more shots in the arms as best we can. I have reached out to Monroe County. Monroe County is continuing to try to push the pop-up clinics where they can be had. We have offered that the village of Honeoye Falls would certainly, be willing to support a pop-up clinic. I actually asked them on a call the other day if evening pop-ups would work, because maybe we could tie it into a Good Vibes Flowing Tuesday night concert series, go and get your vaccination and then come and listen to some music after. But we could use probably the fire hall, or we've got the Presbyterian church, or whatever, but we certainly want to do what we can to support that if possible. We also know that the county and the health department are talking a bit more again about moving to the pod sites that we've had in place for a number of years. I know the health department is talking very actively with the school districts. And again, as I said, they're considering the points of dispensing. And if we can see those happen, I think the thought process is, if we have more local pop-ups, that will give people a little bit better feeling that they're going to a local facility, that they know people that are there, and maybe some of those people that are kind of shying away from the shots will gravitate towards getting them. So if that's something we can do to help, we certainly will. I believe we're starting to gravitate more towards a normal state. I've seen attendance numbers beginning to rise, even like at church. You see more people coming into the church services, and although they're still doing online services, you're seeing more people show up. And I think also, business is doing well. The restaurants that are open are doing well. We've got some new local businesses coming in that we're very excited about. The bowling alley actually put up a new website this week. So that's really exciting. But I've actually had calls from 2 current business owners outside the community that are looking to expand and are asking about local space and local property. So to me, that is just showing that, that there is a positive uptick in moving back towards a bit of normalcy. And even the county health director is stressing, outdoor activities, again, with care are safe. We've heard that a couple of the big, the festivals, Park Avenue Fest and Cornhill, were canceled. And I was kind of happy to see the county executive and the health department, kind of say they were a little bit disappointed in that they felt that they could have been moved forward safely. So, we're looking forward to our summer concerts every Tuesday night. Those are all getting set up, and I think you're seeing more people out engaging in business and traveling a little bit, which I think is good. Regarding COVID relief, we all need, as elected officials, we need to contact our state officials and just, again, continue to raise that red flag and say, hey, we need the funding to stay in upstate New York as well. We have to have loud and strong voices. And I think we have some pretty good voices that are being active out there right now. But, when it comes to state funding, there's always a blame on funding going downstate. And when we look at it, while that is true, the money is going to go where the larger population is and where the numbers are, but it has to be proportionate, right? We have to have our funding as well. So all we can do as elected officials is reach out to those that are working for us and with us at the state level and just, again, state how important it is for us to get our funding. And we're going to get what we can, I think, and we'll just be active on it. So, Chris, I appreciate the opportunity to be here again, and it's good to see everyone.
Thanks a lot, Rick. John, how are we doing today, Mendon?
Good, Chris. Just a couple of updates. As I've mentioned in previous of these types of events, is that our brush is pickup is going on. Brush is will probably go on for another week or so. They're working in the east to west across the town of Mendon. And Memorial Day, we're pushing ahead with Memorial Day, both in the town and in the village. Rick and I have talked. We've talked to the American Legion. I've got a call into the Legion as far as some of the to make sure that we have some of the details, and hopefully we will be celebrating Memorial Day this year. Unfortunately, we had to cancel that last year. As Rick mentioned, we've seen some upticks in various things. I know youth baseball is going ahead with their season, and that's a good thing. Getting people back to some type of normalcy as far as activities for children, as well as getting adults out. And these outside activities that the mayor mentioned is something that the county wants to everybody to get back to some type of normalcy on those types of events. I did find out just today that there is going to be a pop-up vaccine available at the Wheatland Firehouse on Tuesday, May 4th from 1 to 7. The supervisor, Linda Dobson from Wheatland, did just send me an email a few minutes ago, actually, about that. So that is something she's been working on, and I would encourage our residents that would like to receive the vaccine to look into that. If you're not familiar with Wheatland, it's not that far away from most parts in the town of Mendon. So feel free to look into that, and it should be, something that will be very efficient and won't cause people to have to miss out on a large part of their day. The last thing I wanted to mention was the proposed New York State gas tax. I was very disappointed to hear that that's a possibility of going forward, which is a 55-cent tax that's being considered by the state. With the economy like it is and people not being able to live what we've called a pre-pandemic lifestyle. I just feel that the last thing we need at this point is a gas tax of that increment, especially when we've seen gas increase over the last few months, the better part of $1. So I encourage people to contact their state officials to push back on that because, you know, a gas tax is going to affect everything, you know, from any type of service, any type of supplies, grocery stores, everything. Every truck you see on the road is going to be paying that gas tax, and that's going to be pushed back on consumers. So I think, in my opinion, that's the last thing we need. We're starting to see the economy come back a little bit, people getting back to work, things returning to somewhat normalcy. So I would encourage folks to push back on that to our state representatives. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, John. Jerry, Town of Rush, how are we doing there?
We are doing just fine. The sun is shining brightly and it's dry. And if you believe all that, I probably should stop talking right now, but I will follow Supervisor Moffat's comments on the town of Wheatland. I would add to his comments that Supervisor Dobson has worked tirelessly trying to get that scheduled for the Wheatland Firehouse. And I encourage everyone who has not had their vaccination yet to go there. It's on the Town of Rush website, and it's on the Wheatland website, and it's a great thing to have happen considering where we are with, I think, vaccinations in the more rural areas. I don't know that the numbers are up where they should be, but events like this will help. I also wanted to mention that I'm not sure whether or not the Monroe County Fair is going to be held this year, because if you look at the website for the Monroe County Fair, it says it's going to be held. But if you talk to other people, such as the president of the Monroe County Fair Commission, they say, well, we don't know how that got on the website, but we aren't planning on it. So who knows? I think it's an outdoor activity that doesn't have a lot of close together people. So I would prefer that it gets held because I think it is a nice hometown rural type event. Also want to mention that our finance director, Dan Klimek, is being replaced by a new finance director, Christine Pereiro, and we are looking forward to working with Christine, and we aren't happy about no longer working with Dan because he was great. The highway department continues to work on the brush. It's fine. It's fun to ride down the street. That last week had piles of brush all over. This week they're empty. They're not quite done yet, but they will finish up soon, and that will be a good testimony to people fixing their yards up, trimming bushes, cutting branches off trees, etc. I wanted to mention that I heard some talk about recreation programs. I asked our recreation supervisor about programs for Rush, and she told me in Rush, everything is in good shape. Does that mean what? I'm not sure what it means. The numbers that the supervisor and the mayor were talking about are way above where I've ever thought we were. But if we do have recreation programs at work this summer, that'll be a good thing. With that, I'll stop and enjoy the sunshine.
I'm
You're on mute,
muted. I
Chris.
was speaking I was speaking my silent voice right there. So John and Jerry. See, it messes me all up. Rick and John, do you have anything more to add, or are we done for this week?
No,
Nothing?
I think I'm good, Chris, and I will echo what John had said though on the gas tax, that when that came out this week, that was a real kick, and I don't think that's something we really need right now. So yeah, reach out
Yeah.
to your elected officials for sure.
I'll break character for a moment and go to my other job, and I'll say that what we're seeing is an expanding economy, which everyone thinks is great and is great. But all we're doing is we're going from a rebound from really bad economy about a year ago. I mean, we've been expanding probably for the last 9 months or so, but after the vaccine, things really accelerated. And I think that some people might be misinterpreting that expansion as an organic expansion as opposed to a rebound expansion. So when you see ideas like raising the gas tax or other things that you may have heard from the federal level, they're really responding in a way that suggests they believe this is organic rather than rebound. And that's potentially a dangerous situation. John, did you want to say something more?
I just wanted to add that, the summer recreation program that is, we contract with the school to operate. It's run through the Village of Honeoye Falls, town of Mendon, town and Village of Lima, town of West Bloomfield. It's a group effort. It's a great program, and we certainly, anybody who wants to take advantage of that program, I would suggest they sign up as soon as possible.
Thank you. I would like to just point out where it does appear that we're shorthanded today, and we are, but Eileen and Todd and Mike have promised that they will send me stuff that we could put into the paper next week so that you won't miss their report. You might not hear their voices, but you'll at least see what they're going to say. So with that, I want to thank everybody for being with us today. Remember, we're on YouTube and Facebook every Sunday at 1 o'clock. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.